Hello and welcome. You're watching the News Hour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. A 9-year-old girl died in Delhi Cant area on Sunday. She deserved dignity and she definitely deserves justice. But justice seems to be the last thing on anyone's mind over the last 4 days. Here's why I say this. The caste angle, the caste of the poor girl who died, has now subsumed everything else. The details of her death, what really were the causes, because now the campaign is not for this beti, but a Dalit ki beti. Does a crime deserve punishment only when it's politically significant, when it fits into your caste equation? But before I get to that, first let me give you the bare bones facts. The little girl went to a local crematorium in the Delhi Cant area on the evening of Sunday. She used to go there very frequently to fill cold water from a water cooler that was present inside. Around 6 p.m. on Sunday, the priest who stays within the crematorium and 3 other employees of the same crematorium called the girl's mother and said that the child had died of electrocution. The mother subsequently gave a statement to the police on Sunday which said that she saw her daughter's lips were blue and that there were burn marks on her left wrist and on her elbow. Anyhow, an FIR was registered that evening itself for negligence and destruction of evidence. All 4 men were arrested on Sunday itself. On Monday afternoon, the child's mother recorded yet another statement, but this time it was under Section 164 of the Criminal Procedure Code. Why is this significant? Because anything that you say in front of a magistrate under Section 164 is admissible as evidence in court. In this 164 statement, again she said the child died of electrocution and those who were within the crematorium were guilty of negligence and of destruction of evidence. The 164 statement again made no mention of rape. By that evening though, perhaps new facts would have emerged and both the parents said, we suspect rape and murder. Following this, those charges were also added to the FIR. The accused are anyway already in jail.
उन्होंने आश्वासन दिया था तो घबराओ मत, उनको तो होएगी पक्का। ये तुम्हारी बच्ची साथ करा है ना, ये गलत करा है। पंडित जी पहुंचे घर पे, इनने बताया नहीं किसी मोहल्ले पड़ोस को पंडित जी ने ये क्या बात हुई क्या बात नहीं हुई। तो क्या हो गया पंडित जी, तेरी लड़की मर गई। कैसे? करंट से। वो कैसा करंट लग गया? पुलिस नहीं बुलाई। जब लड़की गुजरेगी, जब मैंने की मैं तो हॉस्पिटल लेकर जाऊँगा और मैंने कि भाई इसका देखो कि करंट लगा क्या नहीं लगा। तो पंडित जी कहते हैं यार 100 बात है, पैसे लगेंगे तेरे, पुलिस खा जाएगी, डॉक्टर लोग खा जाएंगे, कीड़ा पहाड़ी होएगी। जब जबरदस्ती लड़की जला दी उनने, क्यों जलाई फिर? और अब ताला बंद कर लिया उनने। फिर कहने लगे, पंडित जी कहने लगे चुप रहो, चुपचाप जाना। मैं तो उनको फांसी देना चाहता हूँ, मैं कुछ लेना नहीं चाहता उनसे। जैसा अपना पहले चल रहा था काम धंधा, दोनों मियाँ बीवी का सब काम करेंगे।
The committee from SC/ST Commission, they also visited the spot, and in front of them, the parents they further alleged a few things, and on basis of that we added furthermore sections. At present, murder, rape, POCSO, SC/ST Act, and criminal intimidation and destruction of evidence. All such heinous sections have been added. All 4 accused were sent to judicial custody. And scientific evidences were also collected from the spot, like any bodily fluid from the body parts of the accused and their undergarments. Where the main accused used to stay, we also collected the bed sheet for any sort of DNA of the victim. And we further now we have option of narco analysis because nothing could come out of post-mortem. Polygraph test is subsequent. We'll have to get consent from the accused also. That is the procedure, and that will give the direction to the investigation. It's of no evidentiary value.
When are you expecting to file the charge sheet?
We have the mandate to file it within 60 days, but we'll do it very soon.
Before we go any further, let's tell you that all the 4 accused are even now in jail. They were arrested on Sunday night itself. The first is the priest at the crematorium, 55-year-old Radhe Shyam. Kuldeep Singh and Salim, both of them are employees at the crematorium. And the fourth is Lakshmi Narayan, another crematorium employee who incidentally went on his motorcycle to fetch the child's father after her death. And finally, here's the thing. It's no one's case that justice should not be done. It definitely should. Whoever is guilty should hang. But one has to go by facts and facts alone. Is a crime only a crime if there is a caste angle added? Don't all victims deserve justice? Isn't it a fact that the FIR was registered and the accused were arrested? All the charges that the parents wanted were added. In fact, even now the police is saying that the analysis they have done on the water cooler that was at the very root of this entire incident did have a short circuit. Shouldn't facts then dictate justice instead of politics? Let's go across to Priyank Tripathi. Priyank, we're talking about the facts at hand, and you're saying the Delhi police has confirmed to you after initial investigation that the allegation or what the accused are saying about a possible electrocution cannot be ruled out.
Yes, Padmaja. Yesterday, the CBI CFSL team had visited the spot, and since the water cooler was broken, they, pieced it together. And after analyzing the spot, they found that there was a short circuit which was coming out from this particular water cooler. So that clearly implies that there was something wrong with the water cooler, and that could have led to the injuries on the victim's body, which includes the injury mark of on her lips as well as on her left hand side of the hand. So now the Delhi police is saying that we have to go through the forensic examination of the accused, because the accused was sent to the judicial custody.
Absolutely, and that investigation should happen, and the people should be in jail because they stand accused of destruction of evidence. The parents are distraught. They are saying that consent was not taken, and those people responsible must pay. But they must pay for the crime that they have committed after an investigation. Thanks very much, Priyank, for joining us. Now let me take this across to the guests who are with us now. Gopal Krishna Agrawal, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Ishkaran Bhandari, Advocate, Professor Om Prakash Mishra, Spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, Ghanshyam Tiwari of Samajwadi Party, Qamar Zaman Chaudhary, Leader of the Congress. And my first question is to you, Yogita Bhayana, who is an activist who was also present at the spot and has been meeting with the parents. Yogita Bhayana, are you satisfied with the investigation so far? And if not, then why not?
So initially, of course not, to begin with, because the whole case was botched up by the police. They were trying to kind of suppress the case at first instance. We wouldn't have got to know. You wouldn't have been talking about it if the right picture wouldn't have come out. How it has come out after creating pressure, after going there protesting, because this case happened on Sunday at around 6:30, between 6:30 to 7 p.m. Parents were detained throughout the night. They were told, of course, to suppress it, and they were brainwashed. I am using it very responsibly. They were brainwashed to kind of keep it mum, like, and low profile, and not to talk about it, and they made it look like an accident. I'm talking about police, because when I reached, I got to know from a very senior journalist from ETV channel, and he told me that this has come in journalist group, so please follow up. Nobody is following it up.
Ma'am, what time did you reach?
The spot,
what time did you reach?
To the spot, I went to the police station.
Okay, what time did you reach?
I reached around 12:30 afternoon when the... I reached Sunday. Around afternoon, 12 something. I reached to the Thana. On Sunday. Or on Monday. Sunday evening it had happened.
Ma'am, when was the FIR registered?
On Monday morning. Monday morning, yes.
When was the FIR registered?
So, yes. So, FIR, when I was... Okay, I'm coming to it. So, when I met the senior cop, he told me, because SHO was not around, the second in command, he told me that, why have you come? There's nothing in it. It was an accident. She was electrocuted. You're wasting your time. There's no substance.
Ma'am, but 4 men were already arrested on Sunday night.
This is what exactly
they were sent to judicial custody on Sunday night.
Yes, but
12 hours before you even reached the spot.
Yes.
But you said that the police covered it up and said it's an accident. Then why did they arrest 4 people?
Yes, I'm coming to it. Let me.
Yes.
So he said I asked the same question what you are asking me right now. So he said we have arrested them because they destroyed the evidence, and negligence because there was a current, because they were working in the Shamshan. So that is the reason we have arrested them. But there is no sexual violence, there is no gang rape. So don't waste your time. If you work on this issue, go back home. It was an accident. This is exactly I'm trying to quote. I didn't.
But you're saying that the police did arrest them
met the neighborhood
and put charges of destruction of evidence and negligence.
And only, I am repeating myself, only on the record, because I'm not quoting somebody else. I'm quoting myself. Okay. Sitting at the police station talking to a senior cop.
Let's have a lawyer address.
When we reached the spot,
Ishkaran Bhandari, this was a cover-up where the police only put charges of destruction of evidence and negligence, not rape and murder, even if they had arrested the people.
Padmaja, let me cover both the issues. Firstly, the issue of making it a caste-based crime. The legitimate question every opposition can raise, the issue of politics, law and order is a political issue, end of the day. But the question should be, why did the girl need to go out for water? Why wasn't clean drinking water available? Or if she goes out, why wasn't law and order good enough that she did not suffer a legit gang? That is the political problem I find with this, because the minute you make it about caste, the other side would raise Rajasthan, you would raise Goa, then they would raise Punjab. Or
no, we'll just come to that to a second. Can you please address this issue first, that it was a cover-up?
This is the other issue of the cover-up that you are saying. That is a matter of an investigation. If there was a cover-up, then the police officers are squarely in the dock and they need to be punished, and then it's a legitimately raised issue. On the other hand, if there was actually electrocution, I can't know that. Unless somebody does a trial, you can't know the answer to that question. If on the other hand, water cooler was having current and there was an electrocution,
how will we get to know that there is no evidence? She was burnt. There is no evidence there. That's the very unfortunate part, because she was already burnt. Body is not there. So, of course, we will not get enough evidence to prove it. Yes.
Yogita ji, that is why I'm answering that. The very fact that the body was burned would be held against the four men, because if it was a case of accident or electrocution, what was the need to burn body? That the court will try and investigate, because if it was actually a case of accident, why would we to burn the body? You would say, sorry, there was electrocution, some short circuit. That would be held against. Not go into that. At the same time, I can say there was I think anybody now there being a proper investigation.
Okay.
Then the police will also be punished in this case if they make a false theory. And I'm sure with this much of attention now, there would be very good counsels for the complainant. And if police was doing cover-up, they deserve to be punished for it. On the other hand, if there was electrocution, we need to find that out.
As they should be. But where did this become Qamar Zaman Chaudhary, an issue of caste violence and seeking justice for Dalit ki beti? Don't all betis deserve justice?
Yeah, Padmaja, don't you see a similarity between the Hathras incident against the Dalit girl and the Delhi incident against a Dalit girl? These communities are marginalized communities of our country. Unfortunately, for thousands of years, they have been under lots of oppression from let's say a different a majority community. The Dalits, they are marginalized, they are economically marginalized, and they have got no resource to proper drinking water in their houses. They have no proper resource to the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan that you have claimed, that you have reached each and every house. What is this?
So you're saying that in this case, the poor girl was picked up specifically for her caste by upper caste Hindu men and raped and killed.
Don't twist the story, Padmaja. What I wanted to mention was that a Dalit girl was raped and how easily she was tried to be cremated by destruction of evidence. And then when the case lands up in the...
Sir, where did the caste angle come in? Just a second. I'm asking you a specific question. Why did you make this a caste crime?
Of course, it is a atrocities against the Dalit. Can't you understand the entire logic between this? The ecosystem that is there in this country is of intolerance.
What is whose ecosystem? Whose ecosystem?
You know the better the ecosystem that is.
Whose ecosystem? Who is in this ecosystem?
Right now.
Don't engage in generalities. Who's in the ecosystem?
They call me a Tukra Tukra gang people who raise voices against oppression.
Why are you going into a diatribe? Who is in the ecosystem which is killing Dalits? Name the people.
Do you want to listen to the actual story? Then when the police...
I want to listen to an answer. You said it's a caste crime by an ecosystem.
Yes.
Who is in this ecosystem?
Why I say this?
Who is in this ecosystem?
I'm telling you. Why, when the madam in this panel, she said that when she went to the Thana
who is in the ecosystem? Okay. Don't worry about madam, she can speak for herself. Don't patronize her. You speak for yourself.
No, I'm not patronizing.
Who is in this ecosystem that is against Dalits?
The entire ecosystem that I say, that people who are against these people, the marginalized section of the population.
Who are these people?
You know very well who are.
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. Who are these people?
The people who shout slogans, "Desh ka gaddaron ko goli maro salon ko."
Who are these people
in the ecosystem? You very well.
Is it the BJP? Is it the BJP that's killing Dalits?
I never said BJP.
Then who is it?
I cannot blame a political
Name those people. Who is this ecosystem?
Blaming anybody. I am just saying the ecosystem that is prevalent.
Who is this ecosystem? Sir, you cannot sit here and say this is a country where little girls are picked up only because of their caste by one community, and this ecosystem that now you have invented, and that they are raped and killed. Name, you called it a caste crime, have the decency at least to say who is behind this caste crime. Name it. Is it one community? Is it one religion? Is it one party? Name them. Because they deserve to be named and shamed. Tell me.
I have never. Then who was responsible for the Hathras rape? Who was responsible for the Asifa?
Answer the question. Don't dodge the question. Answer the question. Who is in this ecosystem? Which community, which religion, which political party, which individual?
There is no religion in this. There is no political party, Padmaja, in this. There is a mindset of intolerance that is there in this country, which we are all fighting against. That, according to me, is the ecosystem that can.
If this is a mindset of intolerance, how did you call it a caste crime? How did you make it into a Dalit ki beti?
You understand? No, madam. The main moot point out here is that a crime has been committed against a Dalit girl. The SHO says that it is not a rape incident. This is an accident without even investigating the crime scene. And you say that
Gopal Agarwal. History shows, just a second, we'll take this one by one. First, you respond, Gopal Agarwal. History shows that there is a pattern since 2014 where the marginalized are picked out, attacked, raped and killed. And that's why this is a caste crime. It's a trend. Gopal Agarwal.
Padmaja, I would just like to say that this is a criminal offense, which is very unfortunate, and we all feel ashamed about of this, whatever has happened. But ultimately, if a crime has happened or not, or what has been done, is a question of investigation. The police has rightly put up an FIR. The police is trying to investigate. Those people, even activists, etc., Yogita ji and others, have a right to act into put pressure, etc. But giving it a criminal angle and politicizing the issue is the ecosystem which you are asking. There is an ecosystem of narration, Padmaja ji. When they are not able to answer this question, which is the ecosystem, I will tell you. There is an ecosystem.
The same narration. Where was the same narration when Nirbhaya happened? You were sitting on the other side.
Yogita ji, I did not stop.
It is always grass is always green on the other side.
Yogita ji, respect others' freedom.
You can always blame
you
somebody
are
raising
the part
question.
Of that
You should
ecosystem
make sure daughters are safe. You should make sure women are safe. We all are part of the ecosystem. Nobody can escape that. We all are voters. I vote for some party. I want my leaders to work on this issue.
I understand what you want to.
I am having respect.
Okay, Yogita Bhayana, I am 100% with you when you say that you want justice, right? You want justice, but do you agree with the actually attendant politics that is happening?
I have not finished.
Okay, Gopal Agarwal, finish your point. Gopal Agarwal, finish your point, then I'll come back to you.
I agree, there's a politics happening.
To keep her mouth shut.
Okay, please, let's be polite to each other. I'm requesting everyone. It's as it is very distressing to have to see how a little girl's death is being treated. Let's be at least civil to each other. Because God knows civility is over in all other spheres of life. Gopal Agarwal.
With all the due respect to Yogita ji,
I agree, Padmaja. I agree, Padmaja.
Okay.
Politics is happening. Dirty politics is happening.
Now again,
it should not happen.
Speaking,
they should sit collectively, work on the solution.
This is the way you want
Padmaja asked me this question.
Okay, just a second. I'm glad that you are in agreement with me that politics should be kept out of it, and this kind of caste coloring is not helping anyone. Just a second, Yogita. Now let Gopal Agarwal complete. Yes, go on.
I am talking about an ecosystem of narration which is being created by certain people, in which political people like Rahul Gandhi is involved. I tell you, there is an activist, etc. They try to manipulate and leverage a criminal activity. Criminality, etc. has to go through an investigation. If the police is not taking action, they have every right to intervene. But just to create a narration, how Yogita ji knows that next day a police person from the Thana said her about, is she, what is the evidence that the police person told to her?
Okay, Qamar Zaman Chaudhary, the investigation is underway. Then what is this political visit for? Just a second, because you mentioned Rahul Gandhi, what was the political visit for? The investigation is anyway happening.
During the wait. 2013, Nirbhaya Kand happened in Delhi. All the opposition political parties were camping up there and saying that we want a investigation into this, we want justice, we want daily, we want a daily. But it was only Rahul Gandhi who stood for the Nirbhaya girl family.
Sir, you are not answering my question. I have a very pointed question. You should definitely agitate and protest if the accused is at large, if the FIR hasn't been filed, if people haven't been arrested, if there is a destruction of evidence. Here you've got arrest, FIR, charges, everything. What are you protesting for?
The FIR would have been a case of accident. It should not have been a case of rape, murder and destruction of evidence.
Sir, the FIR was for rape, not because of any protest. The FIR was of rape because the parents decided on Monday evening that they wanted the charges added. For the benefit of our viewers and you, let me remind you that when you have a complainant, if I come to you, if you are an SHO, Mr. Chaudhary, and I come to you and say, Mr. Chaudhary, I have just had a theft in my house. Then you will say, okay, I will register an FIR for theft. Tomorrow, I can change my mind, or I can say, you know what, there was also manhandling, Mr. Chaudhary. So you will say, okay, I will also add charges of manhandling and attempt to murder. Because the complainant says, sir, in addition to theft, I have also seen attempt to murder and manhandling. But the parents on day one in their complaint and in their statement under 164 said that it is a case of negligence and destruction of evidence. But please answer me that happened on Monday. By Monday evening, even rape charges had been added. Why did the Congress go today? Today the FIR is of rape.
No.
Why are you protesting today?
Rahul Gandhi, you tell me one thing, Padmaja, a rape of a 9-year-old girl, the most heinous crimes against humanity. And if Rahul Gandhi visited the family, what's the problem with you?
It's not about visiting. By all means visit. But you are saying यहाँ पे justice नहीं हुआ है. Arrest हो चुका है.
Of course. No, how do you know that it's on the phone? How do you know this on the phone?
Don't be one-sided.
No, just a second. I'll come to Yogita Bhayana in just a second. Let me, can I just speak to one person at a time? Yes, Mr. Chaudhary. So you're basically saying this is about holding up the rights of a Dalit girl to express solidarity with a Dalit girl, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, that's very nice. It's much appreciable.
I'm not apologetic, nor my party is apologetic, nor Rahul Gandhi is apologetic.
You should not be apologetic at all. But you know what you should be apologetic for? Let me read to you, just a second. Let me read to you, and I greatly appreciate your interest in the well-being of the Dalit community. On the 14th of May 2021, the Ashok Gehlot government in Rajasthan was asked in the assembly, अनुसूचित जनजाति की महिलाओं के खिलाफ रेप के मामले बढ़ क्यों रहे हैं? Why are the cases of rape against women from the scheduled caste community increasing in Rajasthan? The government replied, the government of Rajasthan, which is a Congress government, Mr. Chaudhary, replied, and I quote, अनुसूचित जाति की महिलाओं के साथ रेप की घटनाओं में 2018 की तुलना में 2020 में 17.31% की बढ़ोतरी हुई है, पर यह बिना रोक मुकदमे दर्ज करने की वजह से एससी महिलाओं से रेप के झूठे मुकदमे दर्ज करा दिए जाते हैं, इसलिए इनकी संख्या में इजाफा हो रहा है. The government of Rajasthan on the floor of the assembly said that Dalit women are registering false cases of rape, which is why the cases of rape against Dalit women in Rajasthan has gone up by 17.31%. So if you're sitting here and saying that you care for women and you care for Dalits, you should be apologetic for saying that Dalit women who accuse people of rape are liars. And you said this in the Rajasthan assembly. Are you apologetic now?
And I stand by what the Rajasthan government is saying out there, because it is a well-researched data analysis that we have got. Have you compared the Rajasthan data with the Uttar Pradesh data? You have not. The SC/ST commission is full of BJP members there. Why doesn't the SC/ST commission go to Rajasthan?
What a crying shame. What a crying shame. You're sitting on national television and you just said that women in Rajasthan who are Dalits and who accuse people of rape are liars. And you say that you stand for their rights. Anyhow, let me just ask you, Yogita Bhayana, you agree with this sentiment?
Absolutely, it's bizarre. अगर किसी ने ऐसा बोला है तो it's, I mean, I don't have words. Irrespective of the party, I mean, they can't get away by saying that false complaints. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, that is what exactly I'm trying to tell Padmaja. Irrespective.
So did you go to Rajasthan?
Why do you think I work across India? Don't ask me. Let me be very on the record. Tell you, I'm a BJP voter. I'm a BJP supporter. But looking at the situation, we have to. It is not about going there. It is about working with the victims. Are you trying to tell me I am the criminal? He's asking me the question. I am not a political person.
No, you are not the criminal. You are not the criminal. Again, I'm saying anyone who works with women, anyone who works for the downtrodden and the voiceless needs to be appreciated. But let's keep it a fight for rights and not of politics. Separate the politics from the fight. Professor Mishra, won't you agree?
That is, please tell him. Please tell him.
Professor Mishra.
Hello.
Why get in politics when it's a fight for rights?
This is a horrendous crime, and in fact, no words can fully express the anguish that all of us have, irrespective of politics. However, at the same time, Padmaja ji, I would also like you to consider the question of accountability. The political parties are here in order to ensure the accountability. There are political parties who are elected and their function is to govern. But then somehow there is a particular pattern that the crimes against women that is increasing in the country. And this is not a very good sign. It is increasing across the state, and I do not want to have a fight about which of the states have recorded the highest number of atrocities against women and so on. And so, therefore, somehow I think that the Delhi police has failed in its responsibility. It is also very clear that they handled it very most insensitively. And then there is no doubt that political parties like ours, you know, we are very much against these atrocities. Our General Secretary, he was possibly the first person to tweet. Our Member of Parliament, they have also visited. our support and sympathy is there. We do not want to politicize, but then we would also like the government and the BJP not to politicize aspects and issues which they have become very accustomed to. So therefore, in all fine,
sir, so again I'm trying to understand. You are right in demanding action, but action was taken on the day of the crime itself. So today when you are saying that this is the savagery of the BJP and the accountability is of the Home Minister, what is the accountability for? When an FIR is lodged?
Oh, yeah. I'm very surprised that you do not know what accountability is. If there are rapes happening, that means that there is some failure at one level or the other.
Okay.
Why you are on the defensive? You are an anchor and you are a respected person. You should realize that the political parties definitely would like to talk in terms of accountability.
Okay.
We do not need to.
So when a crime happens, let me just reiterate for your benefit and that of the viewers. I am understanding that you are saying that when a crime happens, even if there is an FIR, it shows the failure of the state, just that the crime has happened. Correct, Professor Mishra?
Definitely, if there is a crime.
Let me quote to you. Let me quote to you from the NHRC report about the post-poll violence in West Bengal, where the NHRC report, Professor Mishra, says that there are 20 documented cases where women said that they were raped by workers of the Trinamool Congress because they supported the BJP in the elections, and subsequently the police refused to file FIRs. Then, using your logic, Professor Mishra, was there a complete breakdown of the state and the state machinery in West Bengal after the 2nd of May?
Well, I'm telling you, you have got your facts wrong. This report that you are mentioning has already been rubbished.
By?
There is no substance to this.
Rubbished
and
by
all
you?
This has been found to be false. Maybe you are not fully dated on this issue. You might like to get some.
So just because you have rubbished it, it doesn't become rubbish.
Should you like to do?
Just because you have rubbished it, it doesn't become rubbish. The Calcutta High Court, on record has said that there was violence against political opponents. Even minors were not spared. This is the Calcutta High Court which has said it in its order.
This is a whataboutery you are trying to do.
No, it is not a whataboutery. I am only quoting cases where politicians who do not give a cent for justice pick up cases that are politically relevant and politically beneficial to them, and in the process, you are creating divide between society. You are calling this a caste-based atrocity when all this is, it's a horrible, horrible crime against a little girl.
Do you agree that
when a 15-year-old Dalit girl who was coming back from her nani's place in West Bengal was raped by 4 men, you called it a dressed up drama. That 15-year-old girl went to Supreme Court and said that no FIR is lodged. She's a 15-year-old Dalit girl, and you called her a dressed up drama, sir. And you are sitting here and saying that you care about women and you care about Dalits. This is the tragedy and this is the hypocrisy, and you are creating this hate in our society. This is the problem.
That is not correct. There is no such FIR.
You went to Hathras. You went to Delhi today. Did you go to Hooghly? Did you go to Hooghly to visit this 15-year-old girl? Not once. Not once you went, Professor Mishra.
Completely partisan.
And that is the tragedy.
Very wrong.
I am on the side of the women who are seeking justice, but not on your side. Ishkaran Bhandari, that report is rubbished. Ishkaran Bhandari.
Not only that report, Padmaja, there are affidavits of victims in the Honorable Supreme Court where they are detailing it. So if the TMC spokesperson is holding out the standard that any crime needs accountability at the highest levels, which is a very good standard to have. I, as a citizen, would be very happy for that standard to come. Then that standard, if applied in West Bengal, will lead to a devastating loss for them, and they know that because there are affidavits in the Supreme Court. That is why I said it is a law and order debate, or is it a caste politics or vote debate? That is what we have to decide. If it's a law and order debate, it's a very legitimate debate. If it's a caste politics debate or opposition states rule debate, then I'm sorry, we are in a political circle. We can keep on picking states, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Punjab, UP, and satisfy ourselves by proving it to our own audiences. It will lead to no solution and no results then.
Third largest is the Madhya Pradesh. So therefore, you should all.
That is what I'm saying, sir. You can cherry pick states depending on your political affiliations. Please do that. How is that helping anybody on the ground?
Into a political show. This is the standard of journalism.
Are there affidavits in the Honorable Supreme Court of victims of rapes in the West Bengal, or they are not? Those are matters of record. Those are matters of record. Those are official reports, affidavits. So if you want the standards you want to apply, please apply. I, as a citizen, would be very happy.
Professor Mishra,
watching it would be very happy.
Professor Mishra, I have no brief for the BJP. I want that anyone who's behind the crime of this 9-year-old girl should rot in jail, just like those who are behind the crimes in Bengal also rot in jail. However, you don't hold it to the same standard.
Actually answer this question. And so therefore, Padmaja ji, you should also be ashamed of yourself the way you are conducting this debate.
Sir, I am not ashamed at all. I am not ashamed at all because I will stick to the facts and I refuse to be bullied. Refuse to be bullied by this kind of shaming, especially by those who are calling women going on record as liars. Right now, on this panel, we have a Kamar Zaman Chaudhary, whose government in Rajasthan is calling Dalit women liars. We have you, who is calling 20 women who have accused TMC men of rape as liars. So, sir, if there is some shame to be observed, I think it is quite clear to everyone watching right now where that shame should rest. And I say that with the utmost respect. Ghanshyam Tiwari.
Let me clarify.
Just a second, Mr. Chaudhary. I think Ghanshyam Tiwari has waited very patiently. He deserves a say. Ghanshyam Tiwari.
I think first and foremost, I commend every girl like Yogita Bayana who goes out there and fights for such cases, for the victims, for their family, and stands by their version of what they see and fights in spite of or despite the hounding that they receive from BJP and from media. That's one. Second, I think, Padmaja, clearly you or Times Now, I've seen the tweet of your editor, you and Times Now is very convinced that the police did the right thing. We in opposition think that the police did not do the right thing. There are enough women activists out there, anyone who seeks justice.
Just a second. I will very respectfully stop you. Just a second. No. You cannot say these things about me and get away. What did I say is the right thing? What did I say is the right thing? Did I say that the murder of a girl is the right thing? Did I say that the death of a girl is to be condoned? Where did I say this?
You can have your speech. I am happy to listen, but you allow me to speak.
No. Because you talked about me. Where did I say what happened is right?
I can listen to your speech for the next 1 hour. But
did I say what happened is right?
Please allow me to speak.
No. I will not let you speak until you clarify that I never said that the death of the girl is to be condoned. You have to say this on record.
37 minutes into debate.
No. I will not let you get away by insinuating that I condoned, supported or covered up the death of this girl. I did not. I did not. Not for a moment.
The people who are watching have seen this debate. Times Now stands by the police. Times Now stands with the
No, I stand with the girl. I stand with that child. That is what your insinuation is. And your insinuation is false.
I am happy to listen to more speech, but please allow me to speak.
It's not a speech, it's facts. What you are saying is rhetoric and a diatribe. Go on.
Fact of the matter is, crime against Dalits have risen. It's the central government report by 6% between 2008 and 18. In Uttar Pradesh alone, the crime against girls is 7,500 per year. That is last year. So both with respect to Dalits as well as girls, young girls, these are the most vulnerable people in our society. And to expect that the mother on the death of her daughter will give a very rational story, the way you are doing the story making of this, you will give a very rational story is just falsehood. They are not in their rational space. They will tell what they would feel when they have reached the right emotional state. to expect that on day one the mother told the rational story, and you will defend the police version, and the BJP will defend the police version, and Times Now will say that opposition is wrong because they are raising the issue. I think it's a shame, but this is what I think.
Are you done? Now let me clarify this one by one. Please, we'll have no cross-talk. One, the lady gave 2 statements. The second day, a full 24 hours after the crime, she gave a statement before a magistrate.
Understand, Padmaja, understand.
Yes. Go on, Yogita, yes.
Victim's family has to go through a lot of pressure. This is our social fabric. Please don't do this. She gave 2 statements. This is exactly this happens in all the cases.
No, please do not heckle each other. Can I please?
No.
I will decide whose audio is up. Let Yogita Bhayana speak.
No, you can't get away by saying this. She gave 2 statements. Every rape victim's family go through this pressure. This is very standard. I work with thousands such cases. It is not easy to come out and say she's a rap because she's so gullible. She is vulnerable. She did not give 2 statements. First statement was given under pressure. They were detained in the thana. Try to understand and give the right picture. Have some moral values, have some ethical values.
I am just stating facts.
Just go on and go on.
I am just stating facts. Hold on a second. Please. Okay. Let's be very clear that we are stating facts. Am I trying to say that they may not have been under pressure?
People like you. No, I'm sorry, madam. I heard it very patiently.
Yes.
You are beyond. I bow down to you.
No, please do not engage in this. I do not want to get into this. This is very sad state of affairs, Ms. Bhayana. You are here to put that point of view. And I didn't have a conscience. I won't put the facts out there. Anyway, I do not want to get in a slanging match with you. All I want to say is that as far as the crime is concerned, the crime should be prosecuted without fail, which is what is being done.
You are classic. You have gone beyond.
Ma'am, just a second. Can we please have silence for 10 seconds? Yogita Bhayana, is it anyone's case that the people who are in jail should be released? Is it anyone's case? Are they in jail? And should they be prosecuted? Ms. Bhayana.
Of course, they should be prosecuted, but the kind of language you used, she gave 2 statements. No, you should understand the fact I'm trying to tell. And Mr. Gopalakrishnan is saying that I am lying. You are having 2 standards. One, you are saying the Dalit girls were lying in Rajasthan. You were taking that stand. Now he's on your channel saying activists like me who has given my life.
Am I saying that you are lying?
She's lying.
Madam, Madam, first of all, I don't know if you realized, but I said that I respect the work that you are doing.
You did not tell him that.
And I want people to treat this as a crime and to keep the politics out of it. Okay? Let's be very clear about that. As far as my language is concerned, what is the language that I used? The language that I used was, I am putting out facts. And even now, after the investigation, whoever is responsible should rot in jail and should hang. Let me be again amply clear about it. I do not think that you've got the import of what I'm saying. My import is that do not let politics color the investigation. Do you think that this kind of politics is helping the investigation, Ms. Bhayana?
Why don't you tell this fact to the people? Why don't you tell this to your audience that they were detained in the thana for 15 hours, they were put under pressure, they are racked because they are vulnerable. You don't tell these things. You are coming on the channel, giving the clean chit to the police, giving the clean chit to the Bhajpa, giving the clean chit.
When did I give a clean chit?
Yes, you are giving. You are saying she changed the statement. You are giving clean chit. See your debate from the beginning.
If I wanted a cover-up, why would I bring you here and give you an opportunity, since you were there, to put your side of the story? You are here for exactly that.
Thank you so much, but you are not ready to if I am telling you they were harassed for 15 hours, you are not quoting my facts, right? You are quoting, she gave 2 statements.
Ma'am, I am not, I don't have to quote you because you are here. Okay, just a second.
It is not a normal case.
Go on, Ms. Bhayana. I think let's put her full frame and give your side of what you think happened and why it's a cover-up.
I told I am telling, but on channel people are calling me liar. They are saying कि वो क्या स्टेशन में बात करके आपने उनको नहीं टोका.
मैंने बिल्कुल टोका उनको.
I am telling you.
And I do not think you are a liar. That's all that matters.
In the थाना नहीं टोका था. Okay, so as you said कि वहाँ राजस्थान की महिलाओं के लिए, anyways, let's not get in. Let's talk about this girl. So parents were detained for 15 hours. They were put under pressure. They were harassed, tortured. These are the details mother herself gave later on. Now the IPC sections were added, and I was there yesterday when the FIR was handed over. Earlier they were just trying to make an accident, it look like an accident and get away with it. So I mean, they were harassed. That's the reason she changed her statement. When ST/ST commission came, she got confidence. People like us, we gave her confidence कि don't worry, we are with you, you're not alone in this fight. Then she came out and gave facts. Otherwise she had no confidence. She's a rag picker, she's gullible, she's vulnerable. She has not seen everything like this, you know, around, and she was also not in the state of mind. So definitely first statement, before I reached, she had already gone for her first statement. So this is exactly, and this is not the first case where it happens. It happens in most of such cases.
Now, can I ask you a follow-up question?
Benefit of doubt, we do. Courts also give. She can change.
Can I ask you a follow-up question? Were those charges added to the FIR, and is an investigation happening on those charges?
Absolutely, but after almost 72 hours, yes.
Okay. So let me say it categorically that if there was any effort of harassing the parents, and I hope the Delhi police or whoever in positions of responsibility is watching, will ensure that those cops should also be in jail. Gopal Agarwal. Because leave the politics aside, the crime, and if there was a cover-up, that is a crime, they will also be acted against. Gopal Agarwal.
Padmaja ji, we have to understand the issue. There is a crime happened in here, which is we are all ashamed of, and we all feel sorry for the family and the victim. But the thing is, it has to go through an investigation. The police has ordered this investigation.
Sir, answer a simple question. If there was a cover-up, you have a lady here who's saying she was witness to browbeating and brainwashing. You will take action.
I'm telling, yes, I'm answering that. If Yogita Bayana is telling, just because of her statement, we will say that the police is not acting on that.
Mr. Agarwal, investigate it. If there is, sir, any reasonable person will agree to investigating what the family or people present are saying.
Padmaja ji, if the investigation is going to take place, which is now very sure, which is at the start of the same day, FIR has been lodged, the police will investigate. Those people, everything will be investigated. But putting up a question of the victims are Dalits, when Yogita ji says that I am for justice of a girl, we are also with her.
Okay. I think again we are descending into that cesspool of tutu meme. Again, I would like to reiterate what we said in the beginning. Politics will only muddy waters, and any investigation that has to happen must happen, and everyone within the ambit of either having pressured the parents or having browbeaten them should be acted against, as should the culprits. And that's how it should stay. Thank you very much, all gentlemen, Yogita Bayana, for joining me. See you tomorrow.